not subscribed to Card Kaizoku.
Card Kaizoku.
Patreon. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. Alright, we're going to be doing an EB01 first impressions, first reactions type video. I realized I never did one. Actually, I saw Hiroshisho posted one that showed off his new VTuber model. And then as I started up the video, I was like, oh wait, I haven't done one of these yet. So I thought it'd be fun if I did one, and then I'll watch his video after to compare what we thought on some of these cards. Also, shout out to anyone else who's done an EB01 video, I guess. Right, let's start off with the first card here. So Kozuki Oden is a red-green leader, new leader in EB01. What does he do? All of your Land of Wano type character cards without a counter have plus 1k counter, according to the rules. Okay, and that's just an effect that's always active. And then he has an activated part of his effect where if you attach one Dawn when attacking, if you have a Wano type character with the cost of 5 or more, this leader gains plus 1k until the start of your next turn. So he is a pseudo 6k leader. When he does get to swing and you have a Wano card on field, that part sounds okay. I mean, it's not as good as always having 6k, but I'm guessing the deck is built around maximizing the uptime of that. And then the first part, where all your Wano cards get plus 1k counter. Well, character cards, that is important. But yeah, there are a lot of Wano cards that don't have counter, like the 4-cost Yamato card that rests something, 8-cost Odin, the one that can untap itself with 3 Dawn, Okiku. Okiku has no counter, the 3-cost 5k one that can rest a 4-cost or lower when attacking. Is this good though? Yeah, I think I like this card. It gives your no counter Wano cards flexibility to be run in the deck. You can just run them because they'll always be 1k counter now, which is something that a lot of people don't give as much value to as I think they should. And then yeah, being a 6k for the whole turn, for your opponent's turn too, I think that is a strong effect. But yeah, I like Odin. Probably try to build an Odin deck when he releases, but that's probably not until like what, June? June for us? That's crazy. Give us the cards earlier, Bandai. Please. Why are we so behind Japan? Next card is the alt art version, so I'll just skip it, but it looks nice. I'll do an alt art tier list maybe. Okay, first character card is Izo, a new Izo card. 5-cost 7k, vanilla stat line. On play, give up to 1 rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. On your opponent's attack, once per turn, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader has the Wano type or Whitebeard Pirates type, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or character cards minus 2k during this turn. So he kind of essentially is a 4-cost 7k, because that 1 Dawn you used to pay for him can be put on your leader or another character. So 4 for 7 is good inherently. And then the second part, when your opponent attacks, on top of like the Odin leader making all the Wano cards 1k counter, this kind of makes them into 2k counters, but kind of better actually, because it's a minus 2k effect, not a counter. So it persists, which only really comes into play against characters that can like untap themselves. But yeah, in 95% of cases, it's just a make any Wano card, or any card actually, into a 2k counter. Yeah, the type restriction is on the leader, not on the card that you discard. So yeah, it turns any card into a 2k counter, even in event. So I think this card is good. Essentially a 4-cost 7k that can turn any card into a 2k, if you think about it. Yeah, great card. Next up is Kid and Killer. 4-cost 5k power, no counter. It has rush, it's a new rush card. When attacking, if your opponent has 2 or less life cards, this character gains 2k power during this turn. Okay, another 4-cost 7k with rush. The slash and special attribute, if that matters. There are quite a lot of cards that are immune to slash, but still, 4-cost 7k rusher. I think this card is great. I think it fits well into Red Purple Law, and I don't know, might even work in a Zoro deck. Yeah, I like this card. Nice. Nice red cards finally. Then the alt art for that, and people told me this is Heat in the background, not Basil Hawkins, but they kind of look the same, and the card is smaller than this image I have on screen here, so I just saw like a long hair guy with the kind of hexagonal face. Thought it was Hawkins, my bad. Right. Next up is Koza, another Alabasta card. New Alabasta support. 2 cost 3k, 1k counter. When attacking, you may give your 1 active leader minus 5k power during this turn. Give it to one of your opponent's characters minus 3k power during this turn. So it's like a koala in Alabasta, and it requires your leader to not have been rested for any other effect. So does Vivi rest for anything though? Because the prerequisite is to give minus 5k power, which you can stack indefinitely. You can give her minus 5k as many times as you want, but you can only rest her once. I don't know, I don't think this card saves Vivi. I also don't know enough about Vivi to definitively make that call, but sounds poopy to me. Bye bye Koza. Next is Doma. Okay, he is a 1 cost 3k power, just a vanilla. Did the Whitebeard Pirates type need a vanilla 1 cost? Kinda just seems like a filler card here, honestly. The monkey has the same hair as him. I don't even remember who this guy is. Okay, next card. Ooh, Chopper card. Chopper, 3 cost 4k. This is the manga rare that I was looking for, right? But this is not the manga rare card itself. Actually, I don't know what the card does though, so let's read. It has blocker, and done ×2 when attacking, give up to one of your opponents minus 3k during this turn. So it's like Brook, OP01 Brook. What else? There's a Beppo card that does something like this, but minus 3k is stronger than minus 2k that those other two provide. But you do need to attach 2 Dawn, but it also is a blocker and has counter. Yeah, I guess it's just a flexible card. It can be anything you want it to be. It can be counter, it can be a blocker, it can be a power down effect. Is it usable? Maybe in Red Purple Law? I don't think it'll be run in Zoro. Borderline. And here's the manga version, nice. Oh, and there's another alt art version. Cool. Yamato, 5 cost 5k, 2k counter. Activate main once per turn, give up to 1 rested down card to your leader or your character. Yeah, not bad. It's a 2k counter, but you could play them out for 5, and then the effect isn't too bad either. So it is, at worst, a playable card, which is great for a 2k counter. And I kind of wish it was more than a common, because I like this art. I wish they got like an alt art for this, but oh well. Have there been any alt art 2k counters? I'll have to verify that later, that claim. Next up is Little Oars Jr., 6k, 6 cost 7k. Once per turn, if this character would be KO'd by an effect, you may trash 1 event or stage card from your hand instead. Okay, so it's like a 5 cost Marco, so we get a bigger Marco, but he doesn't KO on play, and I don't know if it matters, but he doesn't die and come back, he just stays on the field, right? Because Marco actually dies and comes back, and you get to trigger his on play again. Let's see. But that only applies if he dies to a trigger, because it only works on your turn. But Little Oars Jr. Might be good. Big body that is hard to remove, unless you can bottom deck him. Yeah, I like him. Probably run in a Whitebeard deck, most likely. Up next is an event, Just Shut Up and Come With Us. 1 cost. It's a counter effect. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and play up to 1 animal type character with a cost of 3 or less, then place the rest on the bottom. Animal support in red. I don't really know all the other animal cards. I know they're like in the Alabasta archetype. Then there's Chopper. There's like random ones like the Jailer Beast. Some of the Jailer Beasts might be animals, I don't know. But for now, I'll be neutral on this card until I know what the animals do. Another event, there's no way you could defeat me. That's when Usopp fought Luffy. And it's a 3 cost event. Also counter effect. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a 6k power, base power or less. Oh, the base power part makes a world of difference for this card. And then trigger KO up to one of your opponent's characters with the 5k base power or less. That's also very good. Yeah, the fact that it targets base power means you can't put Dawn on a character to get around it. But they had to balance it by making it a counter effect only. So this won't ever kill blockers, but it'll definitely kill a lot of attackers. 6k base power. That means like 4 or 5 cost cards that'll kill for 3. But then you forgo develop anything to leave 3 Dawn up for it. It's not bad, but kind of lukewarm on this one. But excited that they're gonna start printing more base power targeted cards. Up next is Mini Mary, a new red stage card, 1 cost. Activate main, you may rest this card and place one of your characters with 1k base power at the bottom of your deck, and then draw a card. Okay, this seems like part of some combo that I need to know the rest of the cards for. but otherwise I don't think it's that good, but we'll see. Moving on to green, 5 cost Cavendish, one of the SRs I got from my box, if you want to check my unboxing video. What does he do on play and when attacking? If your leader has the Supernova's type and you have no other Cavendish characters, set up to 2 of your Dawn is active. That sounds really good if you're running like a kid deck, and I know there's Bonnie in 07. But this sounds really good in a kid deck. You'll always have access to Dawn for like Punk Gibsons and stuff. And it's on play and when attacking, so he's useful the turn you play him. This is probably an auto include in any Supernova deck. Yeah, I really like this card. Nice. And then the alt art for this card is worse than the normal art. Unfortunate. We'll go to the next card. Kozuki Hiyori, 4 cost, 0 power. 1k counter though. Activate main, you may trash this character. Play up to 1 land of Wano type character card with the cost of 5 or less other than Hiyori from your hand, then draw 1 card. That is good, right? It sounded bad until the very last thing. You draw a card, so you do replace her. You don't lose out on anything from playing Hiyori. You just get to play a 5 cost potentially for 1 discount. And then if you play Kinemon, right, you can play Hiyori at 3 to cheat out a 5 cost. That sounds really cool. Yeah, so it's Kinemon support, technically. Wow. Would be excited to try to brew with that. But also, it's probably good in just a generic Wano deck. Cheating out a 4 cost, or 5 cost for 4 instead of a 5 cost for 3. Still good. Yeah, I like it. Okay, next card. Alt art version, I like it. Next card. Sanji. New film Sanji. 4 cost 5k. It's a 2k counter. That's important for how I judge this card. So Dawn times 1, your turn. This character gets plus 1k for every 3 of your rested Dawn. So if you use up all of your Dawn for the turn, at 10 Dawn, he gets plus 3k. So it's 4 Dawn for an 8k attack. That is great for a 2k. This card is really good, actually, and it's 4 cost, so you can cheat it out with the 7 cost Luffy, Film Luffy. And he's a 2k when you don't need him to be an attacker. Yeah, 4 cost for 5k is like a stat line that normal cards are at that aren't 2k counters. This might be one of the best cards in green that they printed in EB01 so far. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Scratchman Apu, 1 cost, 2k counter. On play, rest up one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. This just seems like a secondary 2k counter in the Supernova archetype, which is much needed. Because right now it's only the Apu from Starter Deck 2. Now we get Apu from EB01. So if you're playing a Supernova engine with Bonnie, you're going to be looking for a lot of Apu. Apu baby. Okay, next card, Bingo. 1 cost, 0 power, 1k counter, Land of Wano. Activate main, you may rest this character, K up to 1 of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 1 or less. I don't think this is good. I don't know, is there anything this combos with? KO is a rested 1 cost. Probably trash. Probably filler card. Right, next card. Blue Eno is a film 2k counter. Oh no, not 2k counter, 2 cost blocker. That's it. But it's a film card. You can cheat this out with Brook. You can cheat it out with even Nico Robin if you run that film card. A lot of film support in EB01, which is nice. Yeah, I can't complain. More blockers. We have like Uta now and Blue Eno. And Luffy, of course. Nice. Mountain God is an animal and Wano. Vanilla 5. 7k. But a lot of the animal cards revolved around like 1 cost cards, was it? I forgot. But yeah, vanilla, can't complain. I like the art too. Next is Off-White. 2 cost. Counter up to 1 of your leader or characters getting plus 4k, so 2 cost 4k counter. Then look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Don Quixote Pirates character and add it to your hand. Then place the rest on the bottom. Oh, so 4k counter and a search. I think that's good. And then with green, purple, Doflamingo, you always have the 2 Dawn to play this, so it's like a free 4k counter and replace itself. But no trigger though, but still. I like the effect. Oh, it's a 7 Warlords card too. Yeah, I like this one. And then Chambres. This is Shambles, right? Is that what they call it in Asia? Right, what does it do? 1 cost event, main. If your leader has the Supernova type, return up to 1 of your characters to the owner's hand. Then play up to 1 character card with the cost of 2 or less from your hand that is a different color than the returned character. Sounds like Law's leader ability. OP01 Law, but 2 costs or lower. This is good in a Law deck. And then the trigger lets you activate it for free. Yes, this lets you like search with Bonnie really early and then replace her so she's safe. So you don't have to wait until you have a full board to use your Bonnie search. Because yeah, traditionally with red-green law, you don't activate your Bonnie until you have like 4 other cards on field, and then you have a Dawn, 2 Dawn up to return Bonnie to your hand after searching. But it does let you search earlier. Is that enough to make red-green law good? I don't know. I don't think so, but could be wrong. Because it's such a combo-oriented deck. One interesting thing though is that this card itself doesn't have to be restricted to red-green. If you're running green with another color, like Isho, green-black, you could still run this card. Oh no, but Supernova type. Which leaders are Supernova? Just red-green Law and red-green Luffy? Okay, yeah, it's probably just red-green only. Next card, ooh, Hanya Ball Leader. Purple and blue. End of your turn, you may return one of your Impel Down type characters with a cost of 2 or more to the owner's hand. Add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Oh yeah, I read this. I think it was in my Market Watch video where I was surprised that Saudi, the 2k counter Saudi, went down in price because Saudi perfectly fits with this leader. You can play out Saudi for, was it 3, and then play out a 4 cost or even a 5 cost Jailer Beast for 3 that way. And then Hanya Ball lets you bounce that Saudi back to hand, so you can keep playing your Jailer Beast for 3 every turn while keeping Saudi in hand as a 2k counter if you need her that way. And you ramp too whenever you do that, so I don't know. I thought this would make Saudi go up in price, but it did the opposite. Would be interested to see how that Jailer Beast deck works though. But we won't see it for a while again, because EB01 is way later for us. Hopefully Japan shows us something cool with it. Right, next card, Altart, nice. Okay, character card in blue, Inazuma. 6k, a 6 cost, 7k power, 1k counter. End of your turn, if you have 2 or less cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. Okay, so Ivankov support, OP02 Ivankov. I wonder if it's the end of the turn and you have this and Ivankov leader, do you draw 4? Because they both activate at the same time? Or is it one activates and then the other fizzles out because the conditions aren't met anymore? No, I'm pretty sure they both activate, they go on the stack, you pick the stack, but they both resolve. If I have that right, you draw 4 cards, right? With Inazuma and Ivankov, if you have 0 at the end. I'll check like the Q&A after this on that. But if that is the case, probably an amazing card for Ivankov. Altart version, nice. And then Edward Weevil, 4 cost 6k, on play draw 1 card. It's a 7 Warlords of the Sea, so this is Blue Doflamingo support. I guess it's not bad. You get a vanilla stat line card out, and you draw a card to replace it. Yeah, it might be an option in the Doflamingo deck. What would it replace though? I don't know. That deck sort of has like everything optimized already, but probably could find some room in this for this guy somewhere in there. Maybe drop the Pacifistas or something. Right, next up is Hamlet, Animal Kingdom card. 3 cost, 4k power. If you have 4 or less cards in your hand, all your Smile type characters get plus 1k power. Probably a jank deck, a jank Smile deck, so nothing to note probably. Could be wrong, but pretty sure I'm right. Up next is Fortrix, another Smile. Chicken Butt guy. He's just vanilla, okay. So the Hamlet buffs Fortrix into a 6k. Wow. Right, Prince Bellet. What is his Japanese name? Purinsu Bereto. So it is Bellet. Dawn times 1 when attacking. If you have 1 or less cards in your hand, return up to 1 character with the cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. Impel down 2k counter. Oh, it's 2k counter, so yeah, probably just there as a searchable Impel down 2k counter. You can search it with Buggy. Is he any useful on board though? Probably not. So we'll move on ahead to Mr. 1. Das Bonus. 5 cost, 6k power. If your leader type includes Baroque Works, this character gains plus 1k power for every 2 events in your trash. On play, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. Is this a blue-purple crocodile card? Even blue-purple crocodile doesn't fill their discard too much with event cards. And he's a 5 cost, so he needs to survive till your next turn to even take advantage of the effect. I don't know. I don't think this saves blue purple crocodile. I don't think there's any saving that leader. So next up, parallel. Okay. Next up is Gum Gum Champion Rifle. 1 cost event counter. If your leader has the Impel down type, up to 1 of your leader or characters gains plus 2k. Then your opponent returns 1 of their active characters to their hand. Okay, this is a incredible stall tool. Only available to Impel down type leaders, but yet countering for 2 for 1 is already efficient, and then you bounce a character, any active character of any cost. They could get around that by attacking with the character first, but if they have like 2 characters on board, then yeah, this card is good. For 1 Dawn especially. 1 Dawn bounce any cost. Then the trigger lets you return a character of 3 or less to the bottom of its owner's deck. Yeah, that's great too. Good card, Impo down support. Maybe Ivankov might come back, because he did get quite a bit of support in this EB01 set. Next up, Sorry I'm a Goner. I like this card. 1 cost counter, reveal up to 1 card on the top of your deck. If the revealed card has a cost of 4 or more, return up to 1 of your characters to the owner's hand. Then place the revealed card at the bottom of your deck. Huh? Reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If it is 4 or more, return up to 1 of your characters to the owner's hand. Why would you want to do that? 1 of your characters? Is that a typo? Or is it 1 of any character? Why would you want to do that? Oh wait, for Nami, right? Nami deck, you can bounce Kaya back to hand. But then you have to run cards that cost 4 or more in Nami, which I don't think they do, besides Zeph. I don't know. I don't know what this card is for. You guys let me know. But the trigger lets you bounce an 8 costs or less to the owner's hand. That one can target your opponent's card. Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's a Nami card since it's East Blue. We'll move on. Logetown, 2 cost stage card in blue, activate main. You may place this card and 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck in any order, draw 2 cards. Then trigger, you can play the card. It's 2 Dawn to discard 1, draw 2. I don't think that is good. Because what makes Queen good is you draw 2 and then discard 1, so you can get rid of potentially something bad that you drew. But this one, you discard first. Which, I don't know, maybe it might not make that big of a difference in the end, but with Queen, you still get a 5 cost 6k blocker in the end. With this, you don't get anything because you bottom deck this card too. Yeah, this sounds bad. Sucks. Okay, moving on to purple, we have Khalifa. 5k power with 5 cost. On play, down -1. Your leader has the water 7 type, add up to 2 character cards with a cost of 4 or less from your trash to your hand. It's an iceberg card, and a lot of the Galila and water 7 cards are 4 cost or less. Was Iceberg's problem that he runs out of cards in hand too easily? Maybe. Actually, I don't know too much about Iceberg, but if that was one of the problems why he never took off in the meta, because he ran out of cards in hand while dumping out his whole hand for free. Not for free, but for cheap. Then yeah, I can see why this card would be good for that deck. Lets you bring 2 more bodies back to hand. Does this make Iceberg work? Potentially. Oh. Could be. I just don't know enough about Iceberg. I might have to test when EB01 comes out. Up next is, Parallel Khalifa. Okay, Army Wolves. The card that I was confused by, I didn't know this was a One Piece character. It seems like a One Piece OC. And it's just a vanilla animal, so I'm gonna skip it. Okay, Purple Blueno. I was surprised there's a second Blueno in purple. And that we have a black Blueno, a green Blueno, and a purple Blueno, but we don't have a blue Blueno. Should change his name, I guess. What does he do? 4 cost 5k power. On play, return 1 Dawn. If your leader has the water 7 type, play up to 1 water 7 type character with a cost of 5 other than Blueno from your hand or trash. Okay, that's really good. Huh. 2 bodies for 4. 9 Dawn of value for 4. Pulls from trash too, so you don't lose anything from hand. Does this make Iceberg viable? It might. Right? If you can play 2 characters for 4, that kind of mitigates not being able to attack with your leader. Because that other character that you played can be like your leader attack. Maybe I'm hype on Iceberg now. Maybe I should grind with him, get used to his deck, and then when we add these new cards, he'll become viable. Exciting. Next card is Miss Wednesday. It's probably a crocodile card. So 3 cost blocker. On your opponent's attack, Dawn -1. Yeah, it's a purple yellow crocodile card. If your leader type includes Baroque works, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Is that good? So if you play this early enough, on 3, you just ramp every time your opponent attacks. Right? Because you -1 Dawn, and then your leader ability ramps, and then Miss Wednesday ramps, so you ramp 2. -1 ramp 2 is +1 in the end? Yeah. Yeah. This is really great in purple yellow croc. Because they don't really play too many things in the low end until they get to like their 8 cost crocodile and Yamatos. So this is a perfect curve filler. And it's actually useful too. Oh, purple yellow croc. Maybe in the meta? would be interested to see. Parallel 2, nice. Then Miss Monday, what does Miss Monday do? 3 cost 5k, no counter, so it must have a good effect. On play, if your leader includes Baroque works, up to one of your leader characters get plus 1k during this turn. Maybe I take back what I said, that doesn't sound that great. But it does have a trigger. Trigger down -1, you play it. Oh, actually, that kind of changes things. So if you trigger this, down -1, player out, and then your leader ramps you the Dawn back, and then on play, gives your leader plus 1k during this turn, which is technically right now is your opponent's turn because they attacked you and you triggered it out. So your leader gets plus 1k for the entire turn. Pseudo 6k leader until it gets back to your turn. Okay, yeah, I think about it that way. That sounds pretty neat. Could be a card that's run in purple yellow crocodile then. Oh, maybe I'm a crocodile main now. I like EB01. It's giving a lot of old leaders like new tools like this. Except for the animal archetype, that one still seems kind of doomed. Right, next card is Minochi Huahua. 4 cost Jailer Beast 5k and has Rush, nice. A Rush Jailer Beast. And on KO it has the same thing as the other Jailer Beast cards, where if you're an April down leader, you can ramp a card rested if it dies. Yeah, rush option seems like it would be great, especially with Hanya Ball. So you play Saudi for 3, you get a 5k Rusher out, and then you bounce Saudi back to hand. I like it. Mr. 9. 3 costs 4k on your opponent's attack, down -1. Okay, it's a Crocodile card. But if it's a Baroque Agents card, it's probably Crocodile. Decay up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 2 or less. That's probably Dookie in purple yellow. Sounds good in purple black, but there's no purple black Crocodile card. So Dookie. Next card is Oh Come My Way. 1 Dawn. Counter Dawn -1. If your leader type is Baroque Works, select one of your characters. Change the attack target to the selected character. So you can turn any attacks at your leader into an attack at your 8 cost Crocodile or Yamato. That'll just fizzle it out. So it doesn't counter, it doesn't add counter. I don't know if that's good though. But it only costs 1, so it's perfect for your leader ability. I don't know. Yeah, they just have to swing 9k or above to kind of get around it. But I guess it does save your leader from being like aggroed down while you play out your big bodies. Yeah, okay. If I think about it that way, this card is good then. And the trigger lets you draw 2 cards, which is great. You get the Dawn back for free anyway because of your leader ability as Purple Yellow Crocodile. Okay, I changed my mind. I like this card. Next card is Conqueror of the 3 Worlds Ragnaroku. 5 Dawn event. Dawn -1. KO to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 8 or less. So 5 Dawn to KO in 8k or 8 cost. Add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and set it as active as a trigger. Does purple need to KO 8 costs? I feel like they just play something bigger and swing over it. What is this target specifically at 8? 8 cost kid? 8 cost Katakuri? I don't know. I'm gonna say this is kind of meh. I don't think purple needs this. Purple just plays something bigger anyway. Right, up next, Black Yellow Kairos, the alt art I got from my box. Activate main once per turn. You may turn 1 card from the top of your life cards face up. KO to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 0. Yeah, so basically you can KO a 0 cost every turn for free. Oh, but if your top life card is already face up, you can't activate that effect, right? Because it's a prerequisite. You have to be able to turn the top card of your life face up to KO something. That's not every turn unless you can either take the top life, or there are cards that like turn them back face down, I think, in starter deck 13. I don't know those cards yet. I'll have to do a first reaction to that too. But I think there should be ways to make this in the effect that you can use every turn. In which case, this is really great because the black half of the card gives you access to cost reduction to easily meet that 0 cost threshold. So just being able to access a KO effect whenever makes this card sound great to me. I hope. And then the alt art version, yeah, this is what I got. Nice card. Okay, Crocus, the toilet guy. He's not on a toilet actually, he's sitting on a chair now that I see the full art in higher quality. And he's just a vanilla, so we'll skip. Scarlet, 2 cost, activate main. You may trash this character, play up to 1 Dressrosa type character with a cost of 3 or less other than Scarlet from your hand rested. And give it to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost during this turn. This, I don't know, does it combo with the Kairos, the 3 cost Kairos? So if you play Scarlet for 2, you can kill a 3 cost, right? Because it turns any 3 cost into a 1 cost and then Kairos KOs it after. Is that worth it to run? Because in instances where you can't get that combo off, it's just a 1k counter in hand. Because you'll never play this out as a 2 cost 0k power. Yeah, I don't think it's that great. But it's 2 Dawn for -2 cost in the end. You could just use it for the -2 cost, which is probably useful in the Rebecca deck. Huh. No, in that case, just played Suited then, right? 1 cost -2k. And it's a 2k counter. -2 cost, I mean. Yeah, I don't know. Borderline on Scarlet. Spandine. On play, you may place the 3 cards with the type including CP from the trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. Play up to 1 character card with the type CP and a cost of 4 or less other than Spandine from your trash rested. Okay, so it's a small body 3 cost to cheat out a 4 cost from your discard. If he had a better stat line, like even if he was like a 4k attacker, that might have made him worth it, but if not, I don't know. It does give you the flexibility of pulling from CP0 or CP9. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not that great since he can't attack himself easily. You need to commit at least 3 Dawn. Next up is Frunkfried, a CP9 Elephant. I don't remember this guy. 1 cost though. Activate main, you may rest this character up to one of your Spandam characters, get plus 3k during this turn. Okay, so the Spandam Searcher gets plus 3k. Is it worth it to run this 1 cost to buff your Searcher? No, this is trash, what the heck. Brook, 3 cost 4k, he is very alive here. On play, if your opponent has a character with the cost of 0, this character gains rush during this turn. That doesn't sound great either. I don't think this supports any current decks either. They just kind of shoehorn the Laboon stuff into EB01, it looks like. Unless I'm missing something, let me know. Next card is Deadbrook. Oh, he actually has a different effect? What? Same stat line, different effect? That is really confusing. It's not an alt art, so... That means, what does his effect do? On play, when attacking, give it to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost during this turn. Then KO to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 0. Well, that's better than the Alive version if you can combo it with some other black cards. It's a Straw Hat card though. If it was Thriller Bark, that might have been kind of useful in a Gecko Moria deck, but it's not. I don't know. Doesn't seem... like it's usable, but not like meta defining. That it's like auto include. And then alt art for that past Brook we just saw. Okay, Baby Laboon. 2 cost 4k. Once per turn, when a character is KO, draw 1 card and trash 1 card from your hand, and he is an animal. Lets you cycle. Is it worth it to spend 2 Dawn to have a body out that lets you cycle every time you KO something? No. I don't like it. Ooh, Big Boy Laboon. And he does have a different effect. 4 cost 5k power. Activate main, you may rest this character, give it to one of your opponent's characters, -4 cost during this turn. So Hina does the same thing on play and costs 1 less. But this is repeatable, but since he's 5k, it's not like he is that sturdy himself. So I don't like it. Alt art version, nice, cute. And we have T-Bone, 5 cost 5k, 2k counter. A Navy counter, 2k counter. This might go in a Sakazuki deck then. On play, KO to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 2 or less. Well, it's a 2k counter that can KO. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all. If you don't have like a Lucci in hand in an emergency situation, instead of Virgo, you run this instead. You can KO something after giving it minus cost. KO is the same threshold as Lucci, just only 1 character though. Could even be run in Gecko Moria. 8 cost Gecko Moria can't bring him back, but some Gecko Morias do run brand new, the Navy engine. So this is a 2k counter that you can combo with the cost reduction in a Gecko Moria deck as well. Up next is Parallel T-Bone. We'll skip. A 3 cost event, I Want to Live. Counter, if you have 30 or more cards in your trash, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck, top of your life cards. Which archetype is this for? I'm not sure, but it's essentially 3 Dawn to heal if you have 30 cards in your trash. That means you only have 20 cards left in your deck. Is this a Rebecca card? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think it's that great. 2 conditional, 30 cards. Up next we have 4 cost event Finger Pistol. You may trash 2 cards from the top of your deck, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Hit 4 Dawn to KO a 5 cost. And then the trigger lets you play for free. This sounds great. And then trashing cards helps CP decks out. Especially that new Lucci leader in 07, so I like this card. Then we have Viola, 2 cost onto yellow. The 2 cost blocker in the Dressrosa type. And then it has an on play with 2 effects. You can pick one. Look at all of your opponent's life cards and place them back in their life area in any order. Return all your life cards face down. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So with the Kairos leader, you can play this Viola as a blocker and then it'll allow your leader ability to be active again. So yeah, it's a great card. Activates the Kairos leader and it's a blocker in the end, so there's no like downside to playing Viola out. And then if you don't need the second part, but you do need a blocker, you can just look at your opponent's life and then mess up their triggers. I like it. And 1k counter too, I like it. Parallel art, I like it. Okay, next card is Gastino. 3 cost 5k, no counter. On play, place up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less at the top or bottom of their life, face up. So it's kind of like removal, but you're healing them. I guess it's good for like a stall yellow deck, but I'm not a fan of that. And then trigger lets you give a total of 2 of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 3k power during this turn. That is a pretty strong trigger to like stop aggression. I don't know. He kind of feels like he does many things. He fills many roles, but he's not like a master of any particular thing that he wants to do. I don't think he'll see play. Oh, but he's a scientist, so it could be like a card for Vegapunk in 07. I don't know. We'll have to see. Right, up next is Gone Fall. 3 cost 4k. Sky Island blocker. On play, if your opponent has 1 or less life cards, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Well, it's a blocker, so it's probably great for that already, but he does also KO at 3 costs or less, so can't complain. And has 1k counter. Yeah, can't get mad at a blocker. Next up is Charlotte Compote. Vanilla 7 cost for the Big Mom Pirates type. Did they need this? I don't think so. You just run 7 Mom, right? Well, you have a vanilla option now. Right, next up is Charlotte Flampe, another Big Mom Pirate card. Did Big Mom Pirates need support? Okay, another 2k counter option. There's so many now. There's like Drusen, Amand, Sanji, now Flampe, and it's probably some of the ones that I don't remember. What does Flampe do? On play, you may add 1 card from the top and bottom of your life cards to your hand. Draw 1 card. That sounds bad, but it's a 2k counter at the end of the day. I guess you could play Flampe to meet like Amaru condition if you have like 2 life and you need 1 life to activate Amaru. Play Flampe, get a card in hand, and then you can Amaru. I don't know. Seems too niche. Up next is Parallel Art. Skip. Shirahoshi. New Shirahoshi card. All the Shirahoshis have 0 power. That's kind of sad. 2 cost. When this character is KO'd by an opponent's effect, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. And it's a blocker. Okay, that's not bad. That sounds very interesting. The blocker that you don't want to kill. So yeah, you're always threatening to be healed with this Shirahoshi out. The only ways to get around it is to bottom deck it, which is, it is bottom deckable by Great Hound, or not Houndblaze, not Great Hound, Houndblaze right off the bat, no cost reduction needed. Or bouncing it back to hand. But if you bounce back to hand, it's still a 1k counter. Yeah, I like this card. Maybe in like Black Yellow Big Mom, you can actually play this Shirahoshi out via a Gecko Moria. I like it. And alt art for that Shirahoshi, nice. Mont Blanc Cricket. Monkey Mountain Alliance. What the heck is that arc? I don't remember. What does he do? He is a 2 cost 3k, Dawn ×1 during your turn. If you have 2 or less type cards, this character gets plus 2k. 2 Dawn for a 5k conditionally, and you have to attach a Dawn. This is a trash card. Next up is an event card, Kingdom Come, 6 Dawn. An Enel card, maybe, since it's Sky Island. Effect, main, KO up to one of your opponent's characters, then trash the cards from the top of your life until you have 1 life card. Trigger, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost equal to or less than the total of you and your opponent's life cards. Okay, so the trigger works like 9 cost Yamato, which is good. Usually. And the main effect lets you KO anything, but you have to go down to 1 life. In an Enel deck, I guess since you're always at 1 life anyway, that's not too big of a deal. 6 down, remove anything though. Does Enel have the ability to stall where it's safe enough to play this card? Because I kind of feel like you have to use all your Dawn up to play like a Katakuri or a Yamato anyway to heal so you don't die. So I don't know where you fit in Kingdom Come in those turns. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like a 1 or 2 of copy against something like hard to remove. Yeah, we'll go with that. Next card is, did someone say Kami? 4 cost event, definitely an Enel card. He's in the card itself. Okay, main, play up to 1 Enel with the cost of 7 or less from your hand or trash. Then trash cards from the top of your life until you have 1 life card. Trigger, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. Okay, so Trigger is great on its own already. You can play a 7 cost Enel for 4 from your hand or trash. That sounds amazing. And then if you're at 1 life anyway, that last part does not affect you much. You can play 2 of these in 1 turn and have 2 7 cost Enels out. This does give Enel an aggro angle. I like it. Wow. I don't know, it sounds kind of broken, but I don't know. I'll have to see it in practice. Next card is the secret rare of the set, Mr. 2 Bon Clay Bentham. What does he do? 4 cost, 1k power, 1k counter. On play, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Okay. When attacking, select up to one of your opponent's characters. This character's base power becomes the same as the selected character's power during this turn when attacking. So he can swing at any big character and force like a 1k counter. And if you attach Dawn to him, yeah, if you attach 2 Dawn to him, he swings over anything for 2k over. So they'll need to counter for 3. That sounds great, actually. And he ramps when you play him. Yeah, he's good, right? Attach 2 Dawn, pretty much kill anything that you attack into. If they play like a 10 cost Big Mom, you can attack for 14 for 2 Dawn attached. He's 4 cost too, so he sounds good in Red Purple Law. Maybe even in Purple Luffy, because he does fit that like 4 cost or 5 cost double turn play that Purple Luffy likes to do. And then Red Purple Law gives him a way to attack into big characters. And ramps too, which is great. -3 Dawn, ramp 1 back. Oh, maybe Red Purple Law is going to get pretty boosted from EB01 as well. And the Altard, whoa. Okay. Oh, that's every card. Okay, so that's what we thought about EB01. This set, more excited for it than I thought. I thought it was gonna not provide enough support for old archetypes, but I did see some cards that I was excited about. The Odin deck itself, red-green Odin seems fun. Kairos seems fun. Kairos. What else? Hanya Ball seems fun too, actually. Playing out Jailer Beast and then recurring the Saudi. Purple Yellow Crocodile seems to be getting a lot of support. That might be fun to play. Cavendish seems like it'd be a great addition to Kid deck. And I like playing Kid, so might add him to the deck. Red Purple Law got quite a bit of support with this Mr. 2, and then Kid and Killer. Kid and Killer seems great in Red Purple Law too. And then Ivankov got a lot of support in blue as well. Yeah. Excited to see what decks show up in EB01 then. It looks like, I hope, the meta will change up, but that is still yet to be seen. But for now, that is my first impressions of the set. I'm gonna go watch a Heroes video now and see if we thought the same thing on these cards. Okay, bye.
Card D Kaizoku.